Okay, in this video I'm going to try to demonstrate some of the tools that will help you create orthographic views in AutoCAD. So you see the picture I've pasted into my drawing editor. This is not something that you would normally do. I just have this picture in there so that you can see exactly what it is I'm working on. Um, it's oftentimes we're given this what's called an isometric view with the appropriate dimensions, and our job is to create the orthographic view. So I want to create a top, front, and right side view of this part. So I have to take a few minutes and visualize what it's going to look like, and uh, and then go from there. Sometimes I typically just start drawing, and as I'm drawing, it helps me visualize things that are coming together. But I'm taking a few minutes to look at how I want to start this part. I'm going to start this part on the front view, and I'm going to start up around this 40 millimeters, and I'm going to work my way around counterclockwise. So to get started, there's a few tools that I want to point out. I want to have my ortho mode turned on. I want to have my object snaps turned on with a few particular ones set. Endpoint, I like to have center, quadrant, intersection, extension. Those are the ones that we definitely want to have turned on. And I'm also going to make sure that I have my object snap tracking turned on. And I like to have the dynamic input turned on as well. So those are the tools that will help me quickly get these lines drawn into AutoCAD. So I'm going to start with the object lines or the visible lines. So I'm going to set my layer to the OBJ layer, which represents the object lines or visible lines. So I'm going to pick my line command, and I'm going to start my line somewhere around this area. I may have to come back and move my parts a little bit if necessary, but I'm going to left click there to start my line, move my cursor to the left, type in 40 for the distance of the line, press the enter key, move my cursor downward, type in 60 for the distance of the line, press the enter key, move my cursor to the right, type in the distance of 110, press the enter key, move my cursor up, again I'm going to type in the distance, this time it's 20, press the enter key, and I'm going to return that back to the endpoint using the endpoint object snap or the close option, either way. So I right click to finish my line command, and I have the basic outline shape of the front view. So I'm going to add a few more lines to finish this view up. You can see over here on the left hand side there are two rectangles sitting on top of one another. So I'm going to start that with a line command. So I'm going to track off this lower left corner. When I say track, I mean I hover my pointer there till I see the object snap symbol show up, and then if I move away, it may be hard to see on this video, but there's a little green X and a dotted green line there, and that simply means that I'm measuring from that point, so I can type in a specific distance away from that point to start my line. So in this case, I want to see that tracking line, and I'm going to move to the right, and I'm going to type in 15 and press the enter key, and my line is started 15 millimeters away from that corner. So I'm going to go straight up. I'm going to track on that corner just like before, and I'll move over to the right. I see the little X appear. I left click there. I'm going to stop that line. I'm going to start another line. I'm going to track right straight down. And I'm going to go down 10. And I'm going to go straight over. And again, I'm going to track downward till I see the X. So now we have our two rectangles sitting on top of each other, and now the only thing we like is this wedge shape on the front end. So again, I'm going to use the line command. I'm going to track from this lower right corner, so I'll hover my pointer there. I see the tracking symbol, so I move toward the left, and I type in the distance of 20, and I draw this line straight up. I'm going to go well past this edge. You could use maybe a nearest object snap, or you could come back and trim this. I'm just going to grab it with the grip. So I left click on the line one time, I left click on the end point of the line, and I move right straight down until I see the intersection object snap. And so I've moved that line straight down, so it's no problem. Press the escape key to clear away the grips, and we've finished our front view. The next thing we want to do is to carry on and create the top view. So orthographic projection means that this left edge must be lined up with the top view and the front view, as well as the right edge and all subsequent features in between. So we can use a lot of projection to project back and forth. So I'm going to track off this upper left corner. I'm just going to go up some distance, and then I'm going to start my line, move my cursor upward. The depth of the part is 50 millimeters according to the drawing. And then we know the length is 110. We could type in 110, or we could track off the front view. And again, we know the depth is 50. And I'm going to track off the front view here, going in 30. And again, I'm going to track from the front view. And I'll track from that edge. I need to track straight up where this 40 comes out. Go all the way across. See the X. And then I'm going to track downward from this corner 30. And then all the way across. And now I have completed the top view. So we can look in the top view, we see a rectangle shape, an L shape, and a larger L shape. So we have a rectangle shape, L shape, and a larger L shape. So all that's left now is to complete the right side view. So again, I'm going to use my line tool. I'm going to track the right side view. Bottom should line up with the front view bottom. So I'm going to track off that some distance. Left click to start the line. We know the depth is 50, so I'm going to go over 50. And we're going to track off the height. Or we can type in 60, either way. I'm going to move over toward the left, and this time I'm going to go over 30. And this time I'm going to track from 2 points. I'm going to track from this point where the line needs to project over, and I need to track off this point where the line needs to project up. I'm going to temporarily turn my object snap or my ortho mode off, and you can see I can track from 2 different directions as well. So you see the green lines lining up from both entities that we're tracking from. And then we close that back up. I'm going to go ahead and turn my ortho mode back on. Draw another line. This line on this corner should go all the way across the part. This line will track over to the edge, and it will go inside 30, and then it will go straight up. And those are the object lines, or the visible lines that we see. Now there is one hidden line in this right side view, and it represents this corner right in here, this corner that goes all the way down from here down to the bottom of the part. So I'm going to switch my layer into my hidden line layer, pick my line tool, use my object snap to snap it to the end point there, and then go straight down. Again, I'll track off one of these corners till I see the X, and now I've got my hidden line in there. So, we used ortho mode, we used running object snaps, and we used object tracking as well as dynamic input to quickly generate these 3 views for the simple part. I hope this will help get you going on your orthographic views. If you have any questions, give me a call or send me an email. Thanks.